All right, we are moving along fast. By now, you should have a winning product you want to test, and you should have a supplier that should have taken you 10 minutes to find max. Next, we're going to create a very basic brand in about 10 minutes. This is another step that takes people way too long to think about. They take days to come up with the perfect name and design the most elegant logo. I'm telling you right now, when you're first starting off, this will barely affect your sales. Don't get me wrong, branding will become very important later on, but for now, all we'll need is very basic branding elements that just make us look like a legit company. In this video, I'll show you how to come up with a company name, logo, and favicon in 10 to 15 minutes max. I want you to put a timer on yourself for 15 minutes, so don't waste time here. Trust me, I love coming up with a cool name and beautiful logo, but for testing purposes, just pick something that looks good. It doesn't have to be perfect. Also, I want you to pick a name for a niche store. For example, if your product was a pet product like the pet bed I did in the supplier video, then get a name for a pet store and not specifically for pet beds. This is in case that the product fails, then we can repurpose your store and branding. In case you see another pet product in the future that you want to test, it just saves you a bunch of time. With that being said, let's get into how we're going to make our company name and logo. All right, so I like to use Namelix to come up with company names. So let's just use a little bit of AI to help us come up with some cool names. So I'm just going to enter in some keywords in here. I'll just type in pet store and then click generate. Here, just pick whatever you want. I like 2 words. I'll click next, medium, sure. And I'm not going to add anything here. I'll just click generate. And let's see what it comes up with. All right, so let's scroll down and see what we can find here. So I'm just gonna go down and whatever catches my eye. Don Paw, let's just go with that. Don't spend too much time here, guys. It's not a big deal. Next, to see if this is available, I'm gonna go to namecheap.com and just type in donpaw.com and click search. And if it's available, it should be about 10 bucks. Okay, so if this is available, donpaw.com, $10. If the domain name is not available, then this could be like $6,000 or you just can't register it at all. In that case, you can put like thedonpaw.com or officialdonpaw.com. It doesn't really matter. And now that we have the name, let's come up with the logo. For this, I like to go to brandcrowd.com and then just type in our company name. So I'm just going to type in Donpaw and then click create. So let's just scroll down and see what we like. Honestly, any of these look pretty good to me. So I'll just click this one. And you can pick a variation if you want. I'm okay with that. I'll just do this one. Now I'm just going to make the background white. So I'll click this. There we go. And you can change the font if you want. This looks pretty good to me though. I'll just get rid of the slogan. There we go. Donpaw. Next, I'm going to screenshot this. And then if we want to remove the background, all I'm going to do is go to remove.bg. And then I'm going to upload the screenshot I just took right there. And there we go. So I'm going to click download. And then we have our logo. Now I'm also going to do the favicon, which is going to be the little icon on top of a tab of a website. So I'm just going to get rid of this name. Now I'm back on BrandCrowd. I'm just going to screenshot the top part without the company name here. So there we go. And then I'm going to do the same thing, remove.bg, and then upload the image. There we go. You can download it and that's your favicon. And there we go. Within 5 minutes, we have the company name, the logo, and the favicon. Another option is we can use canva.com. Here I am on Canva. All I have to do is create a design. And then I'm going to do logo. And then I'm just going to type in pet. So I can go through this and see which ones are free. Little pause. I can just rename this to Donpaw. And there we go. There's my logo. I can just download this. This could be the favicon, so I could download this by itself. This whole thing could be the logo, and then donpaw.com again is the name. And again, that took us 2 minutes to do. And there's just so many options on the left-hand side here, so don't spend too much time. A lot of these are going to be perfect for what we want to do in testing a product. Okay, let's take a look back at our flowchart on what we did and what we're going to do next. This one probably should have taken you 10 minutes, another 10 minutes for this. So in total, these 2 steps are only 20 minutes. Again, remember the efficiency of this starter program is to get you testing products fast. If they pass, we'll move on to Ecom Nomad Pro. If not, we just go through this again and it shouldn't take you long. As soon as you find a winning product, you can be able to launch the same day or the next day. So that's it for this video. I hope you found it valuable and I will see you in the next one.